It's absolutely heartbreaking, Vasu, because how many SOSs have we reported? And this is now 12 o'clock. That's just about 15 minutes from now is when the Madhukar Rainbow Children's Hospital in South Delhi says they are running out of oxygen. So the Children's Hospital, we can't see a repeat again of what we've seen yesterday at Batra and midweek also in Gangaram, when oxygen supply had dipped, of patients dying because they don't have oxygen, in this case children. Now this hospital tweeted SOS to the health minister, to the Delhi chief minister. We don't know yet whether there's been any response, whether they're getting that. Our reporter is rushing to this hospital as we speak, but it's ironic that hospitals reach out to TV channels, to NDTV, asking for their pleas to be put on air because they can't get through to nodal officers who've been set up for this. The Delhi High Court has warned the centre that there will be contempt of court if this situation is not sorted out. But as we can see, just a day after what happened at Batra Hospital and strong orders from the High Court, we are back in the same situation. Remember, this is when the Prime Minister is currently holding meetings. He's chairing meetings on the supply of oxygen and of drugs. But as we can see, this is what the reality is in India's national capital. Sukirti joins me for more. Sukirti, what's the latest information you have from this hospital? Have you been able to speak to anyone there?
Well, Sonia, we are unable to speak to the officials at the moment, but we will be reaching at the hospital in a few minutes. As per the hospital's SOS calls, they have supplies only till noon today, and they have already tagged multiple Delhi government officials and have sent out these SOS calls saying that we are running out of it and we need supplies immediately. And these SOS calls at this point of time coming from multiple hospitals at this point of time, and the question lying on government's accountability. The hospital that we were reporting from just now, we had a conversation just now with a 25-year-old boy who said that his brother is admitted in the hospital, and he said, I stood at an oxygen plant for 15 hours, after which I managed to get one cylinder refilled at a cost of 50,000 rupees. And then he says, agar sab kuch hum kar rahe hain, to sarkar kya kar rahi hai? That is what relatives of these patients are asking at this point of time. If everything is being done by us, even after getting a relative.
Sukirti, I'm just going to interrupt you there because I'm joined by Raghav Chadha, AAP MLA, who's been working to get tankers to hospitals over the last week, 10 days. Mr. Chadha, what actually are you able to do to help this children's hospital, which says it's running out at 12 o'clock?
Well, minutes back, we have assigned 5 D-type big oxygen cylinders from our Rajghat reserve point, where we, keep some SOS reserves of oxygen in order to, avert any untoward incident. We have assigned 5 big D-type oxygen cylinders, and we've informed the, the hospital to come and collect them. In fact, last 4-5 days, we have been servicing this particular hospital on a regular basis because, they have been unfortunately running out of their oxygen supplies, and their existing supply chain that used to be their previously existing supply chain appears to be completely disrupted. And, I must also in the same breath highlight that our oxygen reserves are also extremely limited. Kind of oxygen that we had demanded against government.
But Mr. Chadha, this situation has arisen after we saw what happened in Batra Hospital yesterday in the High Court. We've seen very strong words, the High Court saying the centre must arrange this oxygen supply. There's been a back and forth between the centre and your government in the Delhi High Court. Why can't this be resolved with all of you sitting around one table? The Prime Minister is currently chairing a meet on oxygen supply. Why has this problem not been sorted out yet? I think we seem to have lost Mr. Chadha's line. I don't know if we've got Sukirti. Sukirti, can I come back to you? Are you still online?
Sonia, yes.
So you heard what Raghav Chadha is saying there about how they've arranged some 5 cylinders, but this all seems so last minute. You're diverting it from somewhere else. You have to. It's really the typical Indian jugaad, but in this case, it's when lives are involved. Is the High Court not monitoring this closely? They threaten contempt of court. So how can governments get away with this at this moment?
Well, yes, the Delhi High Court did issue orders yesterday that the quota that has been assigned for Delhi, that has to be, it is the centre's job to assure that this quota is being ensured on ground as well for all the Delhi hospitals that are sending out SOS calls for oxygen at this point of time. And yes, it is a very makeshift arrangement at this point of time.
In fact, I think Raghav Chaddha has joined us again. I'm just going back to Mr. Chaddha. Mr. Chaddha, the question I was asking is that why can't all stakeholders sort this out, given the strong orders by the High Court regarding this? In fact, you hinted, I think, in a press conference that is there politics behind this, but surely at this time, politics has to be laid completely aside. And this is, as many have termed it, a warlike situation.
No, absolutely, and I couldn't agree more with you. The fact is that, there is a high-powered committee headed by a very senior bureaucrat of the Government of India, one Mr. Guru Prasad Mahapatra, who's the Secretary DPIT. It is under his leadership and on the direction of the senior ministers of the Union government that oxygen allocation to each state happens. Now, the process is that each state, as per the central government's formula, calculates its oxygen demand, is it before the Union government for them to allocate that oxygen. Out of 18 states that had put forward their respective demands, 17 of them got exactly what they had asked for in terms of metric ton of oxygen. The only state that did not even get 50% of what it had asked for was Delhi. We had asked for 976 metric ton of oxygen, that is liquid medical oxygen, the LMO, and we were assigned initially 378 metric ton against 976. Later on, it was revised to 490 against 976. And even these allocations, I hate to say this, are only paper allocations. These are not being actually delivered. So they may on paper give us 50% of what we'd asked for, but what is actually entering into Delhi is not even 1/3 of what we had asked for. Now, if we require 976 metric ton of oxygen, but we are getting only 312 metric ton of oxygen, how do we run the city? We are gasping for breath.
But Mr. Chaddha, the question that, in fact, which the centre also argued in court is that this is also because the Delhi government is messing up the process of supplying. We had Delhi hospitals arguing in court that we don't know who to call. And also they made a point about nodal officers who never pick up their phones. Now, who are these nodal officers? Are they central government nodal officers? And is it true that the oxygen arrives but the Delhi government then can't supply it to hospitals?
So, look, Delhi government only does the intra-state distribution. We assign vendors to respective hospitals. That plies these tankers, cryogenic tankers, and sends these tankers to respective hospitals. It is only in SOS situations that we do that. That's point number one. So we assign vendors. So, for example, Inox, Air Linde, Air Liquide, these are big vendors. We've matched them to respective hospitals. So it is their duty to do that. Number one. And we just oversee the process. Number two, as far as nodal officers are concerned, they are stationed in every hospital. They are stationed at the reserve point. They are stationed, in fact, inside the cryogenic tankers while oxygen is being carried, so that seamless movement and green corridor is ensured for the plying of these tankers. We have set up this process in the last, a couple of weeks, and to the best of my knowledge, this is a robust process. We do what we can. In fact, unfortunately, one of the hospitals that complained that they were unable to reach the nodal officer, and they said that the nodal officer was absconding. I hate to say this, but I was personally in contact with the owner of that particular hospital all throughout the day. And in fact, we rushed 1 metric ton of emergency oxygen to their hospital in order to ensure that reserve supplies are maintained. Now, look, there are issues. We are battling these issues, but these issues can only permanently be resolved and supply chains can be established only and only when the central government gives us the right amount of oxygen. We cannot run on 1/3 of what we require. And because we are being given 1/3 of what we've asked for, you see a situation where literally every hospital in the city runs out of oxygen every 3 hours. And we are in a continuous firefighting mode.
It is absolutely, I can imagine it, but it's even worse when you see what doctors and hospital administration are going through. But tell me, so has this, for now at least, will at 12 o'clock, we're literally 3 minutes from there, will there be enough oxygen for this children's hospital? Because that really is the current crisis we're talking about.
Yes, so my team, the senior most officers who are in charge of these SOS oxygen reserves have spoken to the concerned hospital. We have assigned 5 big Type D cylinders for them. The hospital has been informed they're on their way to collect it, and very soon their supplies will be replenished. In fact, a couple of days ago also, the very same hospital had ran out of oxygen. We had supplied from our SOS reserves. And we do hope that any untoward incident is averted. I'm very sure that now that timely action has been taken, no loss of life will be caused. And I sincerely hope that, supply chains of every such hospital do get, re-established, because, quite frankly, the government is certainly in the business of supplying water to the city. We have the paraphernalia. The government is in the business of supplying electricity to the city. We have the paraphernalia. But oxygen is something that, if we do not have the oxygen in right quantities, if the supply chains that were previously existing stand completely, disrupted, it becomes very, very difficult for us. And I must tell you that it's not just us. The ministers of our government, MLAs of our government, officers of our government stay up all night. None of us is sleeping more than 2 to 3 hours a day. I mean, all day, all night, we're doing nothing but tracking movements of trucks rather than increasing beds.
Absolutely. And in fact, I've seen that we must appreciate that I've seen so often people reaching out to you on Twitter, at least to respond, and many others. But we do hope that, in fact, the central government, the BJP MPs come out. Gautam Gambhir also has said that he's helping in this. But we do hope that the BJP MPs also come out and speak about what's currently happening in Delhi, the BJP MP under whose constituency this falls under, and how can we streamline this process between the centre and state government, because there's really no time for politics right now. Nobody has the energy or bandwidth for that. And